Alexia, Rochelle, come up.
We were just going to do this plea a couple weeks ago, and Your Honor, encouraged
You
PTI.
don't have to say anything else.
Okay,
If
okay.
it just doesn't work, it just doesn't work. I mean, Miss Rochelle, you're old enough to understand that actions have consequences. And then when you do this, this is a lifetime action, You cannot come back in this future and say, you know what, I changed my mind. I've got buyer's remorse. I want to return it like I want to go to Target. Once you plead guilty, that's it. Goes on your record. And there are consequences. You get pulled over, an officer is going to see this. You have the smell of alcohol, you got the smell of dope. What's going to happen? You have to be conscious. And what we're doing today, the proverbial slap on the wrist, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine the accusers, the right to be arraigned, charged, read in open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeals, is what I was saying, that once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. Do you understand? Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty? You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. But like I'm telling you, this can be used to enhance punishment in the future. From now on, you will be looking at a second DWI if you pick one up. And from now on, it's up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine, not to mention a minimum of 30 days. Do you understand? All right. How did you plead? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, and I'm going to sentence you to the 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days, ma'am. Do not drive until you get a license. Now, the other thing that you need to understand is DWI is extremely big business in the state of Texas. And when you pick up a DWI, there are surcharges in the amount of around $3,000. If you have a 0.15 or above, it's $4,500 that you owe. And if you don't pay it, you don't get a license until you do. Do you understand? On a second DWI, it's a $6,000 surcharge, not to mention court costs. So you pick up a second DWI, you could be looking at around $7,000 in fines and fees when you walk out of here. So what I'm trying to tell you is one button on a phone, one button, wherever you want to go, they'll take you wherever. You understand? Where do we go from here? As far as surcharges and
Ms. Rochelle's currently not working. She just got evicted from her apartment actually, and we'll be moving back to Arkansas, back home. So we have to have surcharges.
are you working?
No, I recently lost my vehicle, so I'm not able to get to work, which is why I recently got evicted, which is why I can't get the PTI. So I have to move back.
Thank you.
I got the letter.
Are your folks around? Okay, go back. Go back. There's nothing wrong. When I graduated law school, I was what, 30s? I went back to my folks. I lived with my folks until I saved money, a ton of money, and I was to be able to get something else. There's nothing wrong with it. Go back, get on your feet, and be the best person you can. But that's what it's about. There's nothing wrong with going back to live at your house. Really. I did it, and we all do it, All right, I'll waive your surcharges. I'll waive the court costs.
Judge.
You're not going to go anything when you roll out here. The only thing that we ask of you is think before you act. Think before you speak, because God forbid you make some kind of mistake that's so catastrophic that you can't go back to mom and dad. All right? Good luck.
Hey, Judge.
Just for the court's recollection, Mr. Montgomery is 17 years old. He's a high school student. Without going into specifics, he has some mental health issues. I spoke with him and his grandmother. They're willing to, if the judge entertains it, send him to a rehab facility or do something other than sending him into jail.
We're not going to let you just smoke weed while you're on bond. You're not allowed to. I told you not to, and you're testing positive. I'm going to set you off 2 weeks just to give you the benefit of the doubt. It's been 40 days, but if it tests again, it's just not going to go well.
Yes, Your Honor.
I told you no. That's it. Do you understand? What are you doing with yourself now?
School.
Are you actually in school? Are you going full-time? Are you attending your classes? Are you attending classes? Are you actually going? All right, I'm gonna set it off 2 weeks. I want to test him to make sure that we get the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't use. If you come up clean, we're all gonna be happy, but if you come up dirty, that means you've continued to smoke. Don't.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Do you have a lawyer today?
¿Tiene abogado hoy?
¿Perdón?
¿Tiene abogado hoy?
No,
Tell me what you're doing about that.
Dígame qué está haciendo acerca de eso.
trabajando para pues llevar mis diligencias cada día. Tengo pruebas, traigo unas copias que me validan que sí estoy pagando.
La única cosa que yo quiero saber, si tú tienes un abogado, si no, ¿qué estás haciendo cerca de eso? Nada más. No quiero saber nada más.
Trabajando.
Working.
Consulté a un abogado, pero se me hace muy dificultoso pagarlo. Con un
Consulted
down
with one
payment.
lawyer and it was too difficult to pay for it.
How many lawyers have you spoken to regarding hiring on this case?
A ver si lo puedo contratar.
Con dos.
With two?
That's not enough. There are a gajillion and one lawyers in Harris County. 99% will put you on a payment plan where you pay as you go. You've had two different settings now, and you've talked to two lawyers in two different, that's unacceptable. You need to talk to more. You may talk to 10, you may talk to 15, but you need to put effort into it.
If
99% will put you on a payment plan where you pay as you go, and you can negotiate.
puedes negociar con ellos.
Entiendo,
I understand.
pero es difícil. Yo tengo mis pruebas, mis copias de que lo estoy pagando mis biles y el abogado
Difficult,
se me
but
cobra un down
I have
payment.
proof of how much payments I have to do for my bills and attorneys are expensive.
Un down payment como $2,000 y con todo esto se
They're
me
asking for
hace
like a
difícil.
$2,000 down payment and everything else is hard.
You talk to two lawyers only. You need to talk to more lawyers. Other lawyers are different. Not every lawyer is like that. We gave you a lawyer on the first one,
Tenemos un abogado en el primero.
and 3 months later, you pick up another DWI. You need to start talking to other lawyers. It's time. I'm gonna have you go to Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset. And if you need to talk to 10, if you need to talk to 15, that's what it may take.
Va a ser que todo.
Sí, tengo un problema con mi dispositivo que no me permite estar muy fuera de 5 días, 6 días, 7 días. He perdido 2 trabajos ya, 2 proyectos por
I have a problem
cuestiones
with
de
the
esto.
device
no
that's
I'm
on.
not gonna talk to you about this is why you need a lawyer. But I'm,
Bien difícil ir y no tener quien lo lleve, cómo manejar,
Very
o sea,
difficult to
es
get around,
más
not being able to
difícil
drive.
pagar.
It's more difficult to pay.
I don't know, I mean, just,
Okay. Bien difícil.
you
pero-
do not
Very difficult.
have a license.
No
You are
tiene-
not allowed to drive.
Sí.
I know.
That's it. We've asked you not to consume alcohol. Stop. I'm not gonna argue with you.
Yeah. Veremos that.
Just take a seat for me. You ready?
Well, we need an interpreter, but unless you want me to do it. I'm just a felon 184, but I'm on my lunch break, so.
Try. Good job. Thank you for coming. Really, good job.
Yeah, they texted me and I'm like, I was downstairs again.
Not many will, so. Senor Gámez. Sacaste tu primero y declaraste culpable en junio. Ya 4 meses tienes un segundo. Esta no es una buena cosa. Y te digo ahora, si tú estás manejando, te pongo en la cárcel tan rápido que vas a estar como así. ¿Me entiendes, Méndez? No manejes para nada. On the affidavit, there's an indication that there may be So I want, and please relate to him and admonish him. You know, I'm not happy with him. And if he's driving now, it's really going to end up poorly. No manejes para nada. No me importa qué estás haciendo en tu vida ahora. No tomas, no usas drogas ilegal. ¿Entiendes? Si te pillan manejando, hijo de la grande. All right, goes with me. There's nothing worse than when your lawyer is upset. You know, do you work? What do you do for a living? So you don't work for free, do you? You don't work free, do you?
No, I don't work for free. But I did.
So I don't want you, it's a rhetorical question. The thing is that your case is old and it's now where it's either put up or shut up and we're ready to go to trial. You know, your case is 140 days. In 40 days, this is when we set the case for trial. It's time to figure out what we're going to do. You know, I'd like you to get together with them to see what you can do to try to mend the relationship, but it's old and it's time to figure out what to do. You know, can you try to see if there's something worth salvaging and
He's
mending?
communicated with our office, but there's still a large chunk that he owes. I mean, he can't guarantee us when he'll ever be able to get it to us. So that's just kind of where we're at this point.
So can I talk next week? Okay, I did discuss with the representative in charge of the payment, but
Our office manager.
the office manager. Honestly, I was supposed to pay before the end of December, but I did get sick. You know, I did have some things going on, so I would like them to reconsider.
Do you still work full time? Do you earn a salary?
When I did get sick, it did affect my paychecks, you know, for like quite a month. So I get paid every 2 weeks. I don't really go driving, you know, so if I don't drive,
Salaried employee?
I get paid per hour. I don't get a salary. Salary is 6 per month. I don't get.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a medical driver.
Medical driver.
Yes.
Okay. And how much money do you make an hour?
Now it's $15 an hour.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's not like that. I did get sick, so I've been working for some time. I was in pain. I couldn't even walk. And I went to ER.
so when is the last time you worked?
I did get back on my feet and
So you're telling me you haven't worked at all? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, yes, they're like recovered for like quite a week, and it did affect my paycheck. So I haven't been able to make the payments that I was making. But I did make a payments like I think yesterday. I didn't even make a payment, so I need more time in order to make more payments. You know, to the point that I will reconsider.
We're at the stage where it's time to set your case for trial or end it somehow. We're not at the stage where we're going to push your case another 6 months no. It's time to work these things out. I mean, there's no way to,
I mean, that's up to your discretion. I can let the office know if you don't want to sign our motion, and then we'll continue to work on the case. But
If your honor, you can give me more time, I will get back to the point that they'll be able to consider for the.
how much time are you talking? Say it again?
If I can have a month or 2 months or
not
4
gonna-
payments.
So let me see, I'll have you fill out an application, but I don't know if you're going to qualify for an appointed lawyer. You need a lawyer to represent you. And I'm going to tell you now, even if I let them withdraw, whoever you hire, you're going to be in an extremely fast track getting ready for trial because your case is 140 days. And like I told you, at 180, we set that for trial. You know, I need to know everything about you, how much money you make an hour. I need to know how much money you have in the bank, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, what kind of cars you drive, everything about you to see whether you qualify. If you don't qualify, you're going to have to go hire someone else. And then you're going to spend a bunch of money elsewhere.
So let me ask you a question. Your Honor. How long can I have in order to be back on track for the payments?
I don't know. That's something that you need to negotiate with them to see what they're willing to take. But I'm going to tell you now, if you don't qualify for a lawyer, all the money that's been already spent, it's just,
but she is on a PTI track, and at this point, he's not going to have he's also gonna have to spend the money on the fees and
Yes,
stuff for
even for-
PTI. So,
Look, I take this seriously. I don't give out lawyers like it's candy on Halloween. You truly have to qualify because when we give out court-appointed lawyers, it's I pay for it, they pay for it, they pay for it. We all pay for it. And I take it seriously and it's not fair to just hand them out. You have to qualify. I'm following the law. So if you want, Mr., is it how do I pronounce your last name?
Lovely.
Okay, if you'd like, I can have you fill out an application to see whether you qualify. But if you don't, like I said, it is what it is.
We may have at least a month to be able to get the balance, please.
Of course.
A month.
Yeah.
please.
Oh, no. No, we're not going to sit this where you're going to come back in a month. Nothing's happened. I'm not going to play this game. We need to decide today what's going to happen. Because in a month, now we're at 109 So let's do this. If you want, I can give you an application to fill out. I can wait to see whether I'm going to grant or deny your motion. In the interim, if you want to try to negotiate something, I don't know. But like I said, I take giving court-appointed lawyers seriously. I don't hand them out like candy because the public pays for it. And it's not fair for them to pay for something when you can afford it. You just don't want to pay. I don't know how much money you have in the bank. I've never met you, sir. I don't know who you are. I don't know what kind of car you drive. I don't know if you drive a Shelby Cobra. So let's do that. I'll have you fill out an application. If you want to try to talk to them to mend the relationship, perhaps that can work. If not, I'll wait to get your application and we'll go from there.
Yes, I want to talk to them. I want to try to have a deal with them, please.
With what?
I'm trying to see what kind of deal I can have with them for payment plans.
so
if
you
they
can go
set
call
me
the
up.
office again, but they've already told you no.
Yes, please.
So,
You have to understand that relationships are built on trust, right? And if you're not forthcoming with the side and you put them off and you put them off and you say you're going to do this and you say you're going to do that, and then you go back on your word repeatedly, that goes a long way, So I'll have you step back. You tell me what you want to do. I'll give you a couple minutes. I don't want you to make a decision here. Take it, step back. You guys just
we'll check back in.
let me know what you want to do. All right. Are you married?
No. Your Honor.
Do you live with anyone?
Leave my girlfriend.
Okay. How much money does your girlfriend make a month? Do you need this is all the stuff you've left a lot of stuff blank. You need to fill this out. I'll grant your motion, okay? But you're not done with this. You need to fill this out correctly. You've not filled it out. So I'll give it back to you to fill out.
I don't really know how much is close to 1,500 a month. That's what she's making.
I'll give it back to you to fill out, but we need you to complete it, okay? Grant your motion.
Yes, sir.
All right, come on.
So essentially,
Okay, so here's the deal. You're basically in the home stretch of this thing anyways to enter the diversion program. Elena's going to get the contract. She's going to need to go over it with you. You will need to do two more remaining things. You will need to get the interlock. You will have to pay the district attorney fee. Once you do that, you will be in the program. So it's at 140 days now. I guess we can give you, 30 days for you to get it done.
Okay, I will be out until the first week in February. Would that be okay? You said to February?
You're really going to be on all of January?
Yes. I'm coming back the last week of January, the first 2 days, but then I'm taking a COE the last part of January. So we can try to get it in if it's just a DAP.
Yeah, it's just, it's
If we could get that in, I guess before the end of the year, that would be great.
yeah. How soon will it take you to pay there's a $300 fee and you have to get the interlock. How long do you think it'll take for you to do that?
Okay, you said 300?
Uh-huh.
I can pay it. I guess
Once you pay that, get proof, and do you have the interlock in your car now? Okay, you need to do both of those things to enter into the program.
The program.
The sooner you do it, the better, because she's leaving all of January, I guess.
The alternative, I don't know if the no driving affidavit, if he doesn't have, I guess we need to look at the license suspension and I'll take a look at that.
Can you run
I have
us,
I have an ALR and my driver's license is not suspended.
Okay.
what are you saying?
His driver's license is not suspended,
Okay,
so
so
he can get, he would have to get the
And
interlock.
Your Honor, I have an email saying that he was approved for a portable due to him operating a work company vehicle. So I believe a portable is what has been
Things
offered
are good.
by Brenda, is what she said in an email.
Got it. Okay, so let's do this. Do you think you can pay the DA fee and get the interlock done within the next 2 weeks?
Next 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I'm sure about the fee, but for the interlock, I don't know how much I'm supposed to pay for.
Ms. Elena can get with you to let you know how to do that. All of that is in the contract.
In the
And they'll
contract.
have information where you can call the various vendors and they can tell you how to get that set.
Right. So why don't we do this? Why don't we set it, I guess maybe like, you wanna do that?
I don't have a problem with what that is.
Okay, so we'll set you off for the 30th. Okay, you're gonna need to get together with Miss Elena quick so that you guys can get on the same page. The most difficult thing will be for you to get the interlock, but you need to make the appointment as soon as possible because they're really busy. Don't wait till the day before court. Call today, tomorrow, or the next day to make the appointment. When you get that, pay also the DA fee, and then you're in the program. Okay? The idea is to do that before she goes because she's going to be gone for a long time, and it makes no sense for you to wait all that time when you can be working toward the goal.
Yes, sir.
Okay? All right.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Elena.
We're not able to pay restitution.
No.
The state hasn't contacted the complainant in 2 years, Judge.
Because here it says on 12/2, $250 restitution was due before the time served was offered.
I talked to Morgan, I talked to Morgan about this.
Yes, Judge, and he's correct. The last time that the complaint has been contacted is 2022, and so we haven't been able to reach out again. We haven't been able to get in contact.
Have you attempted to reach out to the complaining witness?
We can reach out if you want us to. We can reach out.
You haven't reached out?
The last one we have is from 2022, Your Honor. And so we can.
I mean, we reset this from 12/2 to 12/9 to 12/16, 3 different times, and not once has the complaining witness ever been attempted to be reached? Am I getting that right, Alex?
That's correct, Your Honor. Not this 2022.
Judge, this complaint was read in 2022 by Mr. Moore. And defense advice, and last time we approached regarding this case, we said that, restitution and to plea. But defense has advised me that he can't pay the $250.
No, it's not fair. I mean,
The state attempts to get a hold of him again and just simply can't. Will that be okay for the court?
they have before. That's always been
I understand that. The complainant has not attempted to follow up and contact them and ask about the
they've
250.
never even reached out since the last 3 settings. I guess Alex, reach out to see if that's still correct, but I'm going to tell you now, it's not fair that there's an accident, there's restitution, but it should be made whole, and that's it. It can always be done through probation as well, but yeah. Can you give me 2 minutes? Let me see.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Romero Javier, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with failure to stop and give information. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. Are we going on both, or are we going on which?
Just on the FSGI, Judge. The state's dismissing the UCW.
What about the weapon?
Your Honor, if I may, I believe we just got a call back from one of the numbers I attempted, so if I may step out just for a moment.
All right. Go back, have a seat.
Mr. Romero,
Sir.
I want you to understand something, that Harris County, we have so many people here and we have so many accidents. It's ridiculous. We have car insurance for a reason. When you have, and when you're driving, you're expected to maintain and follow the law. One of those is maintain liability car insurance, because when you don't and you get into an accident, there are very, very big consequences. Let's say, for example, somehow someone goes out, gets into an accident and kills someone. Who do you think they're going to come after? Right. And they will get a judgment, and then just who knows what they can attach, who knows how much they can sue you for. And when that happens, you'll never recover from it. That's why for $40 to $50 a month, you get insurance that protects you in the event. They can also give you a lawyer to help you with these types of cases when there's something that happens. But God forbid something catastrophic really happens and ruins your life because of it. I routinely get emails where people come to me and say, hey, how do I get help here? I've gotten into an accident. They're suing me for $50,000 and I now have to go hire a lawyer and I don't have any money to go hire a lawyer. What do I do? This is real life. This is what you do. Now, in this case here, there is a deductible of how much? $500. That's part of the agreement. So that's something that it was part of the agreement when they initially did this. So you're working, right?
Not completely, sir.
Why not?
Since because the winter came, we got laid off. So all I've been doing is I've been going to Home Depot, and sometimes I get hired, sometimes I don't.
You have an ID.
No,
Have you ever tried to go get an ID?
I'm not from here.
You're not a citizen, Judge.
I got laid off because of the winter, and all I've been going to Home Depot. And sometimes I get hired, sometimes I don't. And that's the only way, what I'm saying, I'm able to, in a sort of way, maintain paying bills.
You have children.
Yes, sir.
How are you supporting your children, man?
Well, the same way. And going by Home Depot, sending them money to them because I'm not with them.
There are other ways. Find a trade. I'm sure that you have friends that are either carpenters, brick masons, something other where you can learn a trade, be good at it,
Sir.
make a name for yourself, and you can really make some money. Hanging out at Home Depot, waiting for someone that's not the one to find.
I mean, I hear you, sir. I hear you, but like you say, I've been going through like companies here. Trust me, I've been going everywhere. And my last resource, my last option is to go right there because, that's the only way that I can find something at the moment while I'm waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, Judge, I'd like to see what documentation complaint can come with. So we can see the validity of that. If that is something that they're truly going to want as a condition of anything, we have to put it on like a
Well,
probation.
I mean, it's
That trial,
Are you okay with bypassing that? Are you okay with bypassing the deductible and just going forward with it?
I believe so, Judge.
The problem is, Mr. Ramirez, how is it fair?
It's not fair.
Why? It's,
Not fair, sir. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm willing to like pay for my crime, pay.
but that's not what it's about. I get it. But the problem is now all you're doing is you're making your life more difficult in the process.
Sir.
The more convictions you get, the harder it becomes to get a job. And the harder it becomes to get a job, all you're doing is you're continually shooting yourself in the foot over and over and over. This life can be either a great journey or it could be an awful journey.
Yes, sir.
And the more convictions you get,
The harder it is.
think before you act. Think before you speak. It's not hard. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. You need to realize that. Don't get into a car if you don't have insurance. If you don't have a license, don't get into a car. I will have jurisdiction over you for the next 5 years. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
State, you okay with going forward?
Yes, Your Honor, we would, be fine with the time served on the FSGI in exchange for the dismissal on the UCW, and we can waive restitution.
And then as far as the weapon is forfeited, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the weapon will be forfeited. You're not going to get this weapon back. Do you understand?
Sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. This is going to go on your record, like I said, and it's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. You understand? This can also have immigration consequences as well. If you're not a citizen, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. If you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail, it's only a matter of time before ICE gets a hold of you and you'll be stuck like Chuck in there. Do you understand? You better live with a freaking halo because you have a lot to lose.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. You cannot change this. You understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of failure to stop and give information? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty, sentence you to the 3 days in jail, credit for the time that you've done, is it 2 days? 9 days in jail, credit for the 3 days that you've done. Good luck to you, sir. Thanks, Phil.
Yes, I know, so to the judge, I know you honor, I know, yes, you honor.
Good morning, Ms. Torres. Ma'am, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement where they're offering you a deferred adjudication. This is a great deal. You know, if you can complete it successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record, which is really important, you know. But you need to understand that you give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this agreement. And if you complete it successfully, like I said, you don't end up with a conviction, but if you do something to violate this agreement, we issue a warrant for your arrest. Shh. We put you in custody, bring you back out, determine if you violated it. And if you did, you're looking at an entire year in jail. You understand? To complete it successfully, you must do a thinking for a change. You must also do an anger management class. You must also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess further conditions, you must fulfill them. No threatening, harassing, or abusive contact with the Derek Michael Waters and Ms. Mendoza. Do you understand? Like I said, if you violate this, we issue a warrant for your arrest, and then you're looking at a lot of time in jail. I'll make you a deal. If you do well, you get all your classes done. If you're nice to everybody, we can perhaps take you off in half the time. You can be done in 6 months if you get everything done quick, and most of all, be nice to everybody. Which thinking for a change did you want?
Whatever the standard one is, that's all the paper for the change, whatever the standard invoice is.
So I guess just do the smaller one. Yeah. Right. It's a big deal because there's the long thinking for change, which is 4 months, and then there's the smaller one. So we're not asking much. You also understand there's no weapons and you cannot consume alcohol or illegal drugs as well.
This was.
How old are you, man?
How old are you, Judge?
How old are you,
How
man?
old are you?
19.
19.
Did you graduate from high school? Did you graduate from high school? Okay.
No, sir, and yes, sir, to the judge.
So what are you going to do with yourself? What are you
Ma'am,
going to do with yourself? Shh. You're 19. You didn't graduate from high school. Where are you going?
Trying to go for it. I've been working right now. I'm in a promotion of getting my GED.
I'd like to make that a condition as well. Please. Guys, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, we're okay with that.
That's probably one of the most important things here. You cannot go through life without having your GED. You will make pennies to when anybody else is making $1. It's a proven fact. You have to have at least a high school education. You have to know something in this life. Knowledge is power. Don't rely on a man. That man may never be there in the future for you. And if you don't have a skill, if if you don't have a trade, if you don't have a career, you'll be penniless and life sucks without money. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what I'm going to do is within 3 weeks, we want to see that she's signed up for a GED class. I'd like to keep it here, or I'd like to keep it close so that we can like seriously monitor her. I'm going to monitor you myself because I want to make sure that you're at least getting your GED. It's extremely important. Do you understand, Ms. Torres?
Yes, sir.
I will waive all your costs for everything that I can. It's never about money. It's about you doing what you say you're going to do and staying out of trouble. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, once you are in with us, you're signing a contract with us. And I'm going to tell you now, I will hold you to this until you get your GED. And if you start playing with us, you start toying with us, we can amend it, put you in, take you back out until you take us seriously. No dope, no alcohol, get your GED. Give me questions. If you ever have a question, if you ever have an issue, all you have to do is tell us. And here, you have to be able to talk with us, tell us what's going on if there's ever a problem. If you just take off and you blow us off, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. You will end up going to jail. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to hold you to this until at a minimum you get your GED. You understand? How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? I'm not going to find you guilty. I will withhold that for a year. Get it done. Make us proud. Good luck, man.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Duke.
Yes, sir.
Your client, hey, Joseph, I'm going to put you on speakerphone. Joseph.
Yes.
I have your client here, Mr. Wyckoff, with me.
Yes, Judge.
We sent him for another drug test today.
Yes.
He tested positive for cocaine and THC.
All right, Judge. Are you going to?
I mean, how can I let him go when he's testing positive for cocaine?
I've talked to him.
You ain't giving me no
numerous
window.
times.
The last test was confirmed negative, Judge, or it was positive just for THC.
Your last test here tested positive for only THC. And now you're testing positive for cocaine.
Using, I probably been on my pants or
Don't even, I don't want you to say anything, but
been using. I was just in here
everybody
Friday.
using? I don't want you to use alcohol or illegal drugs.
I haven't been.
And you just tested positive again for cocaine. It's not the first time. It's not the second time. Goes with you. Joseph, he'll pop up on tomorrow's docket, and I guess I'll reach out to you then and we'll see how we go forward.
Stop talking.
I'll be in the courthouse, Judge, so I can just stop by.
All right. Thanks, Joseph.
Thank you.